How's it going, guys? It's British Snake HD here, and I'm coming at you with my PlayStation 4 Game Collection for February 2016. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I've sorted these all out alphabetically for you, so let's go on from the start. So first off, we have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This was a launch title for the PS4, and it was my favourite launch title. Just a really fun game at the time, and still is fun to this day, and definitely the best Assassin's Creed game they've made on the new gen hardware, so yeah, this is good game. Next up, Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, I did also get the Bastille Edition, I think that's how you pronounce it, for Assassin's Creed Unity. This is easily the, in my opinion at least, and I'm sure many other people will agree with me, this was the worst Assassin's Creed game they've made. It wasn't just the bugs, it was just that the story I felt was very boring. It didn't really feel fun, and the whole massive crowds and that they were boasting about before release, it turned out that not only did it just hurt performance, it just also wasn't convenient. You'd be struggling to run around on feet below the ground, and it just wasn't fun. So yeah, there is Assassin's Creed Unity. Not a terrible game, but definitely the weakest Assassin's Creed game they've made. We have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Definitely a big improvement over Unity, but still, it's not what Assassin's Creed used to be. In my opinion, Assassin's Creed 2 is the best, and they really need to try and get the series to a point that it is, at the standards it used to be. Hopefully they do take a year off this year, and they can come back in 2017 with a really good Assassin's Creed game that just puts the series back on a high note. We have Back to the Future the game. Back to the Future is my favourite film of all time. And this is a really fun game. This is my only Telltale game, unless you count Walking Dead Season 2, which I got for free on PS Plus. But this was a really fun game. I did prefer the Walking Dead Season 2, but, Telltale have come a long way since they released this game. And I'm sure if they released it now, that would be much better than it is. But it's really fun, and you can get it cheap, so definitely pick it up if you like Back to the Future. Next up, we have Batman Arkham Knight. I got this for Christmas, and I haven't played it yet. I enjoyed the other Arkham games, but I haven't even played this yet, so can't really say anything about it. We have Battlefield 4. This was a fun game. It wasn't that great on release with it being all broken, but since then it's come a long way, and it's a really fun game now. It's one of my favourite first-person shooters at the moment. Well, for online at least. The single player sucks. Hardline. I got this for free from my brother because he sold his PS4 and he gave me this because I was thinking about playing it at some point. It's not a great game at all. The single player was a bit boring. The multiplayer, just Battlefield 4 was just way better online. So I never really played this online. So it wasn't that great. Just pick up Battlefield 4. Bloodborne. I finally beaten a From Software game. I did manage to beat this game, and I had such a blast playing it. Really fun game. I'm sure if you have a PS4, you most likely own this or are thinking about owning this. And it's a really fun game. Definitely pick it up if you want a challenge. And I managed to beat it, so I'm really happy that I actually beat one of those games for once. We have Borderlands The Handsome Collection. I got this for Christmas. I have beat Borderlands 2 on PS3, and I've beaten it on PS4 now. Pre-sequel I have not even played yet. Borderlands 2, they're just, the Borderlands games are just mindless fun. I love just getting on there, just throwing, things around, grenades and all that, and, whatever you have in Borderlands, and just blowing things up. It's that kind of game for me. It's not a game that I will sit back and enjoy the story. Just a mindless, fun game for me, so I really enjoyed them for that. In terms of story, I've never been very fussed with the story of Borderlands. Even though people say Borderlands 2 story is quite good, I was never bothered with it. I just really wanted the mindless fun in this game, in these types of games. So I like stories generally, but Borderlands is one of those games I just like to play for the action. So Call of Duty Ghosts. Not a huge Call of Duty fan, and this was definitely the worst Call of Duty game. I got this. There weren't many games out on PS4 at the time because I got it on launch, for the console's launch at least, and it wasn't a very fun game. Just not the best Call of Duty game, sorry. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Much better than Ghosts. I did enjoy this game. Like I said, I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan, but I enjoyed this one quite a lot. Probably my favourite Call of Duty game since World at War, because I really liked World at War. I do not have Black Ops 3, I doubt I will. I'm taking a break from Call of Duty. I don't really feel like getting it. Next up we have Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls. This is a really fun game. Yeah, just great fun to play. I'm sure most of you know what this game is, and it's just a fun game. That's about it. It's fun. I don't love it, but it's really fun at times. We have got Dishonored, the Definitive Edition. I haven't played this on PS4 yet. Well, I played a bit of it, but I'm waiting a bit to play it. I got this really cheap, really bad remaster. In terms of the port, it's not very good. It should easily run at 60 frames per second. The graphics aren't much improved, and the load times are terrible. On that regard, it's terrible, but the game itself is amazing, so I'm sure you all know that. Sorry, I'm getting a bit uncomfortable. So, yeah, this is a really fun game, but like I said, the remaster itself is not very good. It's just a straight up port. They didn't really take the time to optimize it very well. So, yeah, but if you can get it cheap, definitely pick it up on PS4. And if you haven't played it, then, well, definitely play it on PS4 or Xbox One or whatever console you have. So, yeah, definitely a fun game. Okay, and next up we have Dragon Age Inquisition. I got the Game of the Year edition very recently because I've been playing these games since 2010. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Age series, and I wanted all the DLC, and it was just much cheaper to buy the Game of the Year edition, which came with all the DLC, and then just sell my deluxe edition. So I did that, and I love this game. I've made it very clear. I really love this game, and just a massive fan. I can't wait to see what they do next with this series. So yeah, great game. I'm sure most of you know about it and have played it, but great game. Here we have Dying Light. Again, I got this for Christmas, and I am currently playing this game right now, and I'm having a blast, but can't say too much because I haven't finished it yet. Elder Scrolls Online, another one I got for Christmas. Huge fan of the Elder Scrolls series. I wanted to wait for this one because of the update being so big, and I've got really bad internet. And the fact that it's online only, so I didn't buy this on release date. But I'm currently playing this now, and I think it's fun. Not as good as Elder Scrolls games, usually are, but still really fun. Next up we have The Evil Within. This is a really fun game, a really underrated game. I thought I had a blast playing this game. It's one of my favourite games of last year. Just a really good survival horror game, and great game by Bethesda. Huge fan of Bethesda. And I mean the publishers as well, not referring just to the developers. I love supporting the publishers because I think they make great games. And this was another great game from them, so yeah. Next up we have Fallout 4. I got the Steelbook, which did also come with the, main game, physical case thing. One of my favourite games of last year. Love Bethesda Game Studios. I'm more of an Elder Scrolls fan than a Fallout fan, but I still love Fallout, and this was a really fun game. I bought the Season Pass for this. So I've got all the DLC to look forward to, and I just can't wait to get back into this game when all the DLC is released. Really fun. I'm sure most of you already know lots about it. Far Cry 4 Limited Edition. Now, I did buy the Collector's Edition, which I can't be bothered to get out because it's just massive. Now, although I got the Collector's Edition, I only really got that because it was like £3 more expensive to get the Collector's Edition than it was to get the standard version. So yeah, good game. I platinumed this game. I had an absolute blast playing it, and yeah, I'll probably wait a while before getting Primal, wait for it to be a bit cheaper. So there we go. Next up we have FIFA 14, and I may as well do it together with FIFA 15. I don't own FIFA 16. I like to buy these every couple of years. Got these two, so in a row. I don't usually do that. I'll probably get FIFA 17 when it comes out, but I like football. I'm not a massive fan of football, but I enjoy it. In the UK, obviously, it's the biggest sport, and I know in America it's not very big, but in the UK, it's massive. Infamous Second Son. Really fun game. I thought this was underrated. It's a little bit on the shorter side, but the fact that you can play it twice, and play good and bad, does probably make up for it for the most part. Again, I platinumed this game. Had an absolute blast playing it, and just a really fun game. So, there you go. We have Killzone Shadowfall, came on my PS4. I played Killzone 2 and 3, and I eventually enjoyed them. I didn't like Killzone at first. This isn't the best Killzone game. I personally think Killzone 3 is the best. Not the best, but it's not terrible, so I'm sure most of you know that it was a launch title, so most of you either played it or seen gameplay of it. So, there's that one. I actually made that on the hardest difficulty. We have The Last of Us Remastered. Loved this on the PS3, and when it came out on the PS4, I just had to buy it. Really great game. Loved it. I play it on survivor difficulty. I think I even beat this on grounded difficulty as well. Yeah, I played it on grounded difficulty and I beat it on grounded. Really love this game. Just an absolute blast to play. One of my favourite games of all time, and I'm sure again most of you know of it. It's a very famous game, and it's just great. Don't really need to say much about it. Here we have Metal Gear Solid 5: The Steelbook, which actually came in the collector's edition, which I just put these side by side, and there you go. I got that on release date, and I've just basically put that in the steelbook. If I show you, if I open it up, you see you've got Metal Gear Phantom Pain, which I put in there, and Ground Zeroes, all in there. Huge fan of the Metal Gear series. Absolutely love it. I bought the collector's edition. I waited years for this game, and it was one of my favourite. It was my favourite game of 2015. Absolutely loved it, and sadly Kojima won't be making any more. But I can't wait to see what he does next. I'm a huge fan of Kojima, and just hoping he makes something equally as amazing next. And I'm definitely going to support it. We have the Metro Redux. I did not play Last Light on PS3, and of course, 2033 did not come out on PS3, but these were really fun games, and had a blast playing them. Definitely really good. Highly recommend you check it out if you can find it cheap. Okay, and next up we have Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This was a really fun game, one of the best games of 2014, sorry. Really fun. I had an absolute blast playing it, and surprising because it was a film licensed or a novel licensed game. Usually these sort of games aren't very great, but this one was actually really good, so props to the developers for making movie licensed games good again. The Order 1886. Really, really fun game. Honestly, I think it's underrated. I really love the story. I hope it gets a sequel, but I can't see a sequel coming, unfortunately. Seeing as Sony's relationship with the developers isn't too great right now. But I had a lot of fun playing it. It was on the shorter side, but I had fun playing it, so there you go. Next up we have Star Wars Battlefront. I'm torn on this game because this game, well, I love the originals. This game's multiplayer-wise, I think it's really fun, but it should have a single player, and it should have space battles, but it doesn't, and the developers really should have, and EA should have taken a year longer making this game, put in a single player campaign, even if it was going to be a slightly shorter campaign. At least they had one, that would have been good. But no, they decided to just put multiplayer only, essentially, and the single player missions don't count because they're terrible. But good game in terms of multiplayer, but should have had a single player campaign. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Sadly, I can't get Rise of the Tomb Raider for a while because it's Xbox only, for like a first year on PS4 at least. Gonna have to wait a year for that one. I will pick it up, most likely used if they don't have a reduced cost at release, which if they don't, shame on the developers. But this was a fun game. I bought the Definitive Edition because I loved it so much, and also there were no PS4 games at the time, so this was really a game I needed to have because there was nothing else to play. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Really fun game. We have, well, the male equal, Uncharted: The Nathan Drake Collection. I prefer the Tomb Raider. I'd never got into the original Tomb Raiders back on the PS2 and PS1, and I did own a couple of them. This one, these games at least, are amazing. I love Naughty Dog. Brilliant games. I played the beta for Uncharted 4. Cannot wait for that game. My most anticipated game of the year. Really looking forward to it. And these are just amazing games. Great collection. Comes with all 3 Uncharted games. If you have not played Uncharted, you have PS4, you have no excuse to pick these up. Masterpieces and just amazing games. The first, Drake's Fortunes remaster is really good. Great remaster. The other two, the remaster, they both live up. The graphics hold up pretty well. Especially Drake's Deception graphics live up really well. But they all look like good now. Drake's Fortune looks good. The remaster did well. So there you go. Until Dawn. I really enjoyed I love the the sort of, cinematic games, so, like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, I love those, which I have pre-ordered that collection already. I really enjoy those types of games, so of course I was going to pick up this game. Really fun game. I thought it was quite scary at points. I played this game the proper way, at night with headphones in first time, and it was tense, man. This game was really tense. Really loved this game. Played it twice. I got it for Christmas. It's got the replay value in it, and that's one of the things that, though they can be on the shorter side, the replay value for these games are great, and I cannot wait to play it for a third and fourth time when I get the chance. So, really love that game. We have Watch Dogs. Yeah, it was a little bit a bit of a disappointment, but it was still fun. Yeah, it's okay. I'm sure most of you know the game, so I won't go too much into it. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. An absolute masterpiece, one of my favourite games of last year. I wish I could play the other two, but sadly I can't. But this is a really fun game, and I'm sure you all know that. And if you haven't picked it up, you have no excuse. Pick it up. Great game, but I'm sure most of you already have it, so there you go. We have Wolfenstein: The New Order. Really fun game, great first-person shooter. One of my favourite first-person shooters of 2014. Perhaps even my favourite, I'm not sure. But yeah, really fun game, and unfortunately the Doom beta is a bit funky, and I haven't been able to play the Doom beta. But looking forward to Doom when that one comes out. But yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Order was a great game, and I'm sure most of you have played, most of you have heard of it. And if you haven't played it, definitely pick it up. Really fun game. Check it out. And my final game, Zombie. Picked this up yesterday. The physical copy was released yesterday. I got this cheap, and essentially I got it because I traded in a bunch of games. I pre-ordered what was it? Beyond Two Souls, Heavy Rain Collection, and I wanted to get a game, and I got this one because it was cheap, and I've heard pretty good things about it, so I thought I'd check it out. So I don't know about it yet, but I'll let you know when I've played it. But if I don't like it, I can sell it, and I'll pretty much get the same cost I paid for it. So what I'm thinking of, if I don't like it, doesn't really matter. I'll just sell it. But if I do, then I've got myself another great zombie game. So there you go. And guys, that is all of the PS4 games that I own. I want to thank you all for watching this video, and if you want to check out my Blu-ray collection, I'm doing a giveaway for a free movie code, so check that out. I'll put the link for that collection below in the description at the very bottom. So if you want to check that out, feel free, and I'll see you all next year in my updated PS4 game collection of 2017, so I'll see you all then.